Remember when IGCSE paper 1 was just a small paper, 1 hour, and as soon as you got in, you were ready to get out? Well, you'll be shocked. The paper is greatly changed. It's now a 1.5 hour beast. And in this video, we're going to break it down, see the changes, see the new things, see the old things, what has changed, what has remained, and how can you pass this paper. So get ready, fasten your seatbelt, take out your paper and your pen and your geometry instruments. Be ready to work with us and follow along. Pause the video when you need to, solve it before we solve it together, see where you've made a mistake and improve along the way. So let's look at the cover page first. You can see on the cover page that you still have the same formatting, the mathematics, the way the paper is structured, the format is fine. You still have the same formatting. Paper 1, it's a non-calculator paper, so this paper is again non-calculator. You do not need to use a calculator for this paper, for the new paper, which is a good thing. You can tell that the code is still the same, 0580/01. But check now, the time has changed. In the old paper, it was 1 hour, but in the new paper, 1 hour, 30 minutes. So obviously, it will mean that there will be some changing in the way the paper is structured, in the way the questions themselves are structured. All right, let's move on. Let's look at the instructions. So the materials you will need geometrical instruments, answer all questions. Pen should be dark blue or black. You can use an HB pencil for diagrams or graphs. And the name, sender number, and candidate number should be in the boxes which we saw earlier on, these ones. You put your name in capital letters and you put your sender number there and your candidate number there, which will be assigned from the school. Again, your answers to each question should be written in the spaces provided. You cannot use erasable pen, erasable or correction fluid or correction tape. That's all prohibited. You're not supposed to write in these barcodes. These are what's used to identify the question paper. You can use tracing paper should there be a question which requires it, but calculators must not be used. Take note that the note is in bold. You cannot use calculators in this core paper 1. They want to test your speed, your way, the way in which you appreciate the questions, how you can solve these problems, basically. The most important instruction there is that you must show all necessary working clearly. So do not skip any workings. In other papers, you can see that they have written the instruction. Any omission of necessary working will result in loss of marks. So you must not omit any working, even though the problems may look simple. In the old paper, again, they gave extra information. Firstly, in this paper, you could use a calculator where it was needed, so you could get into the exam with the calculator. Again, you could use tracing paper. All working needed to be shown. These rules still apply if you are given non-exact numerical answers must correct to 3 significant figures or to 1 decimal place for angles in degrees, unless a different level of accuracy is specified in the question. So it will be question specific. If the question does not require or give you a specific level of accuracy, then you can use these general guidelines. When you have non-exact numerical answers, round them off to 3 significant figures. If there are angles, to 1 decimal place, and the answer should be in degrees. And also pi, you can use the calculator value or 3.142. Another major change to note is that the total marks for the question paper is 56 for the old paper, but in the new paper the total number of marks is 80. Take note of that. So it means that the questions are more and the answers also required are more. You must answer all questions, and the number of marks or part marks for each question are shown in square brackets at the end of each question. You will see that in the paper as we go. The new paper has got a whopping 18 pages. It will test your sanity, your agility, your speed, your accuracy. It will test the whole person. The old paper had only 12 pages, which means that you could quickly finish this paper. Because of these 12, 2 was the cover page and the back page, and so effectively you had about 10 pages of content. In this new paper, there's a lot. There's a page full of formulas. You need to know when to use them and how to use them and when not to use them. Okay, so take note of those major and important changes that have occurred in this paper. Again, another thing to note is that the new paper gives you formula. In the new paper, only in the 2025 paper upwards, you can see that there's a given list of formulas. You've got the area of a triangle, you've got the area of a circle, you've got the circumference of a circle, curved surface area of a cylinder, curved surface area of a cone, surface area of a sphere, volume of a prism, given the cross section, volume of a pyramid, volume of a cylinder, volume of a cone, and the volume of a sphere. So these are very important formulas which you may forget, and they deem that you can use them and put most of your brain power in solving the problems, not in actually trying to come up with a formula in the first place. So they did this. Let's see how the paper is. So in summary, we can see that the code has remained the same. The number of pages has greatly changed from 12 to 18. The number of marks also has increased from 56 to 80, which means that there's an increase by 24. Then the number of questions, although it has not is slightly decreased, yet the questions are more branched, which means that they've got more parts, part A, B, C, D, E, F. So one question may take 2 or 3 pages. Then the layout is basically the same, but as we've noted, there are more part questions in the updated paper. In the olden paper, a calculator was allowed, and in the new paper, it is not allowed in the paper 1. And formulas were not supplied in the first paper, but they are now supplied. So those are the basic differences.
Alright team, you've warmed up, now it's go time. Smash that video below, grab your maths revision book, your pen, pencil, ruler, and eraser. We're diving straight into a full-on revision paper together. No skipping, no guessing, we're working through it step by step so you're 100% exam ready. Let's do this, click below and let's get started.